All right, today we're going to discuss how you can create geo-specific pages to help your law firm's local SEO. Now, what is a geo-specific page? Before I get there, when we take over any SEO campaign, one of our first objectives is to get our clients to show up in the map section, which is prime real estate. It's right below the paid search ads, and that's one of our first objectives. But that is based on proximity. So Google is often going to rank businesses, lawyers, in that section that are in somewhat close proximity to where the search is being conducted from. So the point I'm making here is if you're 25, 30 miles away from where that search is, especially in a higher density population area, it may be difficult for you to show up in a map section, in a city that's 25, 30 miles away. So what we secondly do is we identify those areas that our client wants to rank for, and then we determine where they're showing up. And in many cases, it makes sense to create those geo-specific pages to help their local SEO. So in this case, we work with a Social Security disability lawyer. They're in the Chicago suburbs. One of the areas that we're focusing on to get him rankings is in Palos Heights. Now, his office is in Lisle, which is about 25 miles away from Palos Heights. So at this point, it's really difficult to rank in the maps 25 miles away. So what we'll do is we'll create a geo-specific page specific to Palos Heights. So when you do a search for Social Security disability lawyer Palos Heights, you're going to see him right here showing up in the organic section. Now you'll notice this page is specifically written for that area for Social Security disability, and we have the content, we have a map from that location to their office, and this ranks really well, and it helps his rankings, and we do this for many other cities as well. So this is what a geo-specific page is. Now, if you're going to do this for your law firm, there's a couple things that you need to do. First and foremost, conduct keyword research. So use a keyword research tool such as Ahrefs or SEMrush to determine the most relevant and frequently searched keywords you want to target for each of your geos. So, one thing we have discussed in prior videos is if you don't do your keyword research, you might find yourself ranking for keywords that don't drive relevant traffic, which is not going to be productive. So you want to understand what areas are competitive, what are getting the most traffic, so that when you do rank, it's going to actually drive relevant traffic to your website. The second tip that we have is when you're creating these geo pages, make sure to write informative, original content. So all your content needs to be written uniquely for the end user, the potential client looking to hire an attorney such as yourself. So you should not spam your landing page with keywords. Keyword stuffing may have worked in the early stages of SEO 10 years ago, but it's a dated tactic that could actually hurt you in the long run. So don't just stuff Social Security disability attorney Palos Heights 50 times in the page and expect to get rankings for it. But we still see firms and agencies alike use this strategy, and when it really could be doing damage. Also, as we showed you, embed a map from the location of the geo page to your firm's physical location so that they can see exactly how they get there. Feel free to have manual directions as well, landmarks of neighborhoods and other landmarks to add value to the end user. Because if you're adding value to the end user, ultimately Google's going to take notice and you should see better rankings at the top of the search page. So on that same note, within the content, in addition to the map, use landmarks and location-specific information. So each page should have unique informative content, as we talked about, but it also should include relevant information to that location, to that city. So this could include testimonials or case studies from clients in that town, information about local news and regulations, or specific landmarks in that town. So here's an example. A firm that is in Montgomery County, Maryland, they're about 15 miles away from Bethesda, and we cite different landmarks within Bethesda. So these are signals that are being sent to search engines such as Google, and again, will increase the likelihood you rank in that area. The fourth is optimize your URL. So keep the URL as concise as possible. Include the legal service or keyword that you're striving to rank for in the URL. Include the location you're trying to rank for in the URL, and do not overload with too many keywords in that URL extension if it's not already in the root domain. So what that means is, in this particular case, this is the root domain, this is the extension. We want to rank for Naperville Divorce Lawyers, which is a city outside of where they are located. And after we optimize the content, this is a way to help optimize that property with the proper optimized URLs. The fifth is fairly obvious as well, as make sure to optimize the page titles and meta descriptions. As with the URL though, make sure that your descriptions include the location and the keyword you're targeting. This is going to help search engines understand the relevance of that page and increase the chances of appearing in a relevant search as well. So here's an example. Belvedere personal injury lawyer. This is a city outside of their home city. We have the keyword in the title tag and the meta description as well. So the sixth is build links. Once you've properly built out the page with great content, a map, internal linking, title metadata, H1, H2 tag optimization, start building links back to that page. Links from other local businesses, organizations can help improve local SEO. So look for opportunities to partner with other businesses in your area by sponsoring local events and charities. And you can also reach out to local news sites or bloggers to request a link back to your website. So these are some simple things you can do when building out your local SEO pages. And the result is you'll show up at the top of the search rankings when you get a chance to do this.